Hi everyone, I'm at the P&O terminal here in Calais. Absolutely amazing. This place is just, look at these aeroplanes here guys. These are just absolutely incredible. Look at this. Wow. It's just amazing. Anyway, I've ended up on an earlier ferry, which is really great. So I'm heading off at about 2 o'clock. Instead of 5 o'clock. So that gets me over to Dover a little bit earlier so I can sort of have a bit of time there this afternoon as well. So yeah, it was a bit of a drama to be honest, even just getting out here. So you got to get onto that bloody free shuttle. It's got to pick up there with a sort of a purpley colour signpost throughout town that says a car ferry terminal. So I get on that shuttle, gives me a good ride around town, and then just by the town hall roundabout, he says, "Get off!" And I had to get on to the one in front of me. I think I had the camera still running. I was in such a rush to get off the shuttle, get on to the next one, because I didn't really want to be hanging around for another one. So I grabbed it. It was very good. It was good. So I got on board, and it brought me all the way out to this area here where that bus is out the front there. So I talked to that bus driver and he says, "Oh, you got to go around here and around here, and in these doors just here, and the terminal counter is just there." So I went in there to the terminal counter. A nice lady there. She's French, but she spoke fantastic English. I guess she would have to. She'd be a P&O employee, I'd imagine. And anyway, so I showed her my phone with all of my booking details and all that on it, and that was all good. And she's printed me out a paper ticket with a QR code and everything all attached to it, for me to board the vessel. And also she scanned my passport and all that. So it'll be interesting to see on this side whether I've got to go through that same sort of process as I did on the Dover side with getting the bag through the x-ray machine and all that sort of stuff. So yes, I'm just going to hang around in here. There's no food here at all, so I've got a little bit of food that I'm going to eat, because I'm not sure whether I can take food onto the ferry from this country. There might be some sort of regulation like getting onto a plane where you can't take food. I don't really understand any of that yet. So I've got a little bit of food that I bought at that supermarket that I'm going to eat. That supermarket was really nice. So that was in that square area just by the watchtower. It's at the other side of the square where the watchtower is. This is just amazing. Look how it's constructed. All those wires there that hold the frame together. Yeah, so people take their dogs on the ferry, but it sounds like they've got to be microchipped. There's a guy there at the counter. He was having some discussion about the dog not liking a microchip in it. I think there might be an issue with that dog. It might not be able to go on the ferry. Anyway, it's interesting here because there's a lot of people speaking English, which is quite reassuring. I think I managed to get through the whole experience fairly well, to be honest. The only real thing that sort of went a little bit bad for me was missing that train yesterday at the changeover and having a delay of around about, I guess it was just under an hour, about 3/4 of an hour I actually lost of my day waiting for that next train to come and then getting on it and then arriving in Paris. It was still a high-speed train doing 300 k's an hour, but it was just that mistake, and also the extra €50, which was a bit unpleasant. But anyway, I've actually got, when I bought my tickets for the train, I ticked the box for the insurance, which gives you cover if you miss a train or there's some issue with trains being cancelled and things like that. So I will be able to claim all of that money back. I'll probably wait till I get home and work all that through, so that'll be fine. Just hope that when I get back to Dover that my car is where I left it, and that all of that is okay. And I'm going to stay the night in Dover at the Premier Inn again, and then tomorrow I'm going to leave Dover and head back to Banbury. So some of you might know this chap here. Yeah, there's a lot of history, right? Love this little engine though, don't you? So it's a half radial. It's a 3-cylinder. I can't see the push rods. Gosh, is it a 2-stroke? The push rods might be behind it. I can't see them from this position. I'll just go around here a little bit further. Oh no, there's the push rods there. Yeah, I can see a push rod on that centre cylinder, I think. So I think that's the exhaust valve there by the looks of it. So yeah, I imagine it is a 4-stroke engine. Would make sense. Nice crankcase on it. And I think that's the fuel tank there, that brass tank there looks like the fuel tank. And the guy sits in this little chair there. See that little frame chair? I tell you what, you've got to be pretty brave to get on this thing. Oh yeah, those guys are really bloody tough, eh? You know, and they're the pioneers that got us to the A380. You know, let's face it, guys. It's just amazing how that 100 years or so has gone. Our old grandmother, she passed away at 105 years of age, and she was born in 1900, exactly 1900, the year 1900. She passed away in the year 2005, and so she saw no planes and planes, and even flew in a plane. So quite amazing what happened in her 100 years of life. I just wonder what's going to happen in our children's 100 years. Anyway, there's a pretty empty hall here, isn't it? There's nothing really. I mean, they could throw a few couches in here, would be quite nice. And now the rain stopped, and it looks like it's quite nice. Some blue sky over there. So maybe in England it's going to be blue sky. Let's have a look out the window here for a moment. Yeah, there we go. Quite nice. Okay, let's get this door for a moment. Have a look out here. Now that I've got my ticket and stuff, I'm a bit free to wander around. Let's see what goes on out here. So look at all those trucks. There's a whole lot of trucks lining up to go on the ferry. Yeah, it's actually turned out quite nice. So I've packed my raincoat away and enjoying this. It's nice. So there you go. This is how it all works. So it looks pretty seamless if you're coming along here in your car. Say you brought your car across from Dover and you've been driving around in France and now you're heading back again. Just head for these queues here. Looks like it's one for motorbikes. Looks like it's one for cyclists. You got to be joking. Oh my gosh. It takes a cake. This is the coach which we're going to go to the actual ferry on. It's going to take us inside the ferry like last time, and then we'll just walk up and inside and into the passenger decks. So yeah, it actually works pretty well. I'm pretty impressed with the way it all goes. You know, you have to be pretty unlucky for things to go bad. I think if there's 2 of you or more, it's probably a little easy. You can sort of have discussions with each other. On my own, I've had to sort of, try to just sort of think it through a little bit more, but I'm pretty pleased with how I've managed. So there you go, that's pretty much it. The weather is now coming out and it's really nice, it's warm, and I think that was the end of the rain. Bye for now.